Hello everyone, I am Abantika Parashar, District Museum Officer, District Museum Jorhat, and today I am going to speak a little bit about how the museum do the acquisition, how the objects come to the museum. It's instead of being factual data, it's more about stories like how I am associated with the collection drive, or like the officers or the office persons prior to me, how they collected the objects. So it's actually a combination of some small stories. At the very beginning, I would love to say why I choose the topic today. So as a museum professional, I very often come across the question, how you do the collection? Do you just go and pick up anything you like and it becomes a part? Of course not. And secondly, the struggle of some museum professionals, because especially in case of archaeological findings, while we go to the people, when we make them understand about the heritage value, we have to struggle so much, and even some people are abused so badly, and these stories are not that much acknowledged. People are not aware of that. So I thought, like, of course we should also speak about that aspect of museum, and so today I'm trying to focus on that aspect. So my museum, District Museum Jorhat, comes under the government of Assam, in Directorate of Museum, and apart from the home district Jorhat, we also go to Golaghat, neighboring Golaghat and Shivsagar for our collection. Now these three districts, Golaghat, Shivsagar and Jorhat, are very rich historically, because they were the part of the last kingdom of the Ahom dynasty. So some very significant wars like the Muamuriya uprising and also the last battle of the with the Burmese, it took place here only. So it is not that, it's very common when we heard stories that some archaeological some while digging or during the cultivation time, when the plowing the land, some people have got some objects. So when we heard something like that, we have got some local correspondent people. There can be some reporters or some village headmen, some local administration, or some school teachers who has some heritage awareness, who are associated with that, and we contact them. And when we know that of course it has some value, we go there, and after informing the local administration and also the police station, we go there, and then we, after completing the formalities, we collect the objects. Then we have got another second option, that is a donation. If some people think that under their possession they have some very valuable thing which can be, which has heritage value, and they want to donate to the museum, they can do it. And of course in such donations there is no monetary involvement is there, and in return of the object we give them certificates. Now this is a simple manner, and through this donation we have got some coins, manuscripts, textiles, everyday objects, etc. But the real problem occurs when we go to the collection drive for some field collection. So I just love to give some 2-3 examples how it happened. So in my collection we have got a very beautiful sculpture of Yam. It was collected from Golaghat, the Naharani Duboroni area. Now this Naharani Duboroni area is very rich archaeological. This Naharani Duboroni area is very rich archaeological site, and some ancient structures. And then more than 50 sculptures has been unearthed from there. And this particular Yam, the statue of Yam, it was unearthed. It was discovered in the very beginning. It was from the very first lot. So this person, he was digging for cultivation. He was digging the land, and he found that sculpture. So it was made of stone. Anybody will think it is made of stone, but some people somehow he came into belief that gold has been hidden inside that stone layer. Now it was a very tall, very heavy sculpture. He can't bring into the jeweler the entire sculpture. So what he did, he broke a hand, then he put it in bag, and then he went to the jeweler to verify whether there is gold inside or not. Of course there was no gold, and when my senior officers, they came to know about that, they went there and they convinced the person, and then it became a part of our collection. But due to this lack of knowledge, due to the greed, that a very beautiful specimen has been damaged permanently. Then second incident, from the same site, another very beautiful Vishnu sculpture was found, and our officers, they went there and for the collection. But this time the people were so hostile for some unknown reason. Their beautiful specimen has been damaged permanently. Then second incident from the same site, another very beautiful Vishnu sculpture was found, and our officers they went there and for the collection. But this time the people were so hostile for some unknown reason. They were so hostile, they were not at all ready to part away with the collection. So our officials they connected the local administration, and after the formalities, when with some legalities, they just collected the sculpture and they came back to our museum. What happened the next day? Almost 100 people, 100 villagers turn out in the museum premise. And at that very point, it was in the early 90s, and then we didn't have a proper structure. It was a very chaotic and very fearful situation, because people were shouting and there are only 3-4 people. How to manage the crowd? Of course, eventually we have to they had to take help of the local administration, and with the negotiation of the administration, and they came, the villagers they came, they finally accepted the terms and conditions laid by us, and thus that specimen also become a part of our museum. But it was a very chaotic and fearful situation, because in a similar situation in Sibsagar, people from the departmental people, they were very brutally beaten, and they were physically harmed, and two three of people, when 2-3 of museum officials, when they went for collection. So these things. The third incident, it is associated with me actually. So we came to know that from the Muhuramuk area of Golaghat, while digging in the backyard of a particular family, 8 spears has been found. Now the significance of this place is that the last Burmese invasion, it took place here. So from time to time, several objects like some statues or like everyday objects, utensils, etc. has been unearthed from that particular area. And in case of this particular family, like I came to know that few years back they have found some utensils. Well, the same way they're digging for some cultivation. So we went there, because we know that this area has some significance. So we went there and we talked to the people, the family. They were very nice. But when the surrounding, the neighbors, they came to know that we come from the the government side and we have to come to officially acquire the collection, they became so hostile, and they were drunken people, and finally the situation became like that. We were surrounded by almost 50 to 60 people. Several of them were heavily drunk, they were not in their sense, and they started demanding us money. And some of them were of the idea that we have come, we will collect them and we will sell it somewhere and we will be benefited, we will have monetary benefits. And some also suggested that because they has been unearthed suddenly and it has some divine power, so they will start worshipping them, they will establish a temple. So in the meantime also we went by ourselves, like I was with my office colleague Rupam Shaikia and our office driver. And apart from that, we informed the police and the local administration, but they didn't came with us because we wanted to handle it our own way. So with the advice, finally we somehow escaped from that situation that day. But as these spears, they have very significance, and it was prospective. It is prospects of opening a new era of historic studies. So finally, after the negotiation with the administration, with the help of the administration, we finally collected the spears. So these spears are now part of the Jorhat District Museum collection, and you can have a look at them. My understanding, my realization from the recent collection drives are that we, the Assamese people, are not at all aware of the importance of heritage preservation, and that is the reason that's why the museum professionals most of the time they have to face the hostility of the local population. I think if we try with being museum professionals, if we try to communicate with them, to to make them aware of the importance of such collections and why we should preserve them, how they can be beneficial for the future generation, for the coming generation, I think gradually we will get a very positive scenario. Of course, it's not an easy process, but it will take time. But I'm very hopeful that in future that's the scenario and the situation will be much better for people associated with this museum field. Thank you.